Well, good evening everyone. Today I'm going into my first video about Bitcoin itself, and I split it into 3 different parts. The first one is this one here right now, and it's about what markets are out there which are important for you, and maybe some little things about history above the exchanges. And the second one will be about where to watch the Bitcoin price, because it's really important to know, is it a good price where I'm buying right now or not. And the third video will be about some speculation. Where are we heading right now? Are we in a bubble? Are we at the head of a bubble? Or what are indicators about that? So these are the 3 topics which I will you make 3 videos for, and we start with the first one right now. So maybe you're someone who recently got drawn to Bitcoin, and maybe you're not even sure if you want to buy Bitcoin at all. Well, then I would advise you to go to YouTube and type into their World Bitcoin Network.
Hello, this is Jim.
This is some guy who takes some time and has produced more than 4 or 5 videos about Bitcoin, and it explains you why Bitcoin is a good system and why you should support it, and or why you should hold some Bitcoin, because the value of it will be, or is much undervalued right now. Well, if you're interested in those things and not in buying, go to YouTube, type in World Bitcoin Network, and you will be so much happy about that you watch those videos. I can really say that you should watch at least this one here, why Bitcoin growth is normal, and the S-curves you could never see. He also explains why Bitcoin is a good thing in this video. So let's start with the markets. So I assume that you're familiar with Bitcoin and already made the decision that you want to buy some Bitcoins, and right now it's just about the markets today. Well, I will only go into those 4 main markets, as you can see here. Those are the one with the most volume at all, and that's the reason why those markets are interesting, because if you want to trade somewhere and you got a low volume market, it could be possible that there is not enough Bitcoins, for example, and that drives up the price. So a high volume will grant you a good guarantee that you are not paying too much for the Bitcoin. It's just a general rule for the volume, so that they are not there must be a good connection between offers and people who buy offers. So which will be interesting for you if you want to buy Bitcoins will be btc-e, Mt. Gox, and Bitstamp. I also go into BTC China because it's right now the market leader with over 70,000 Bitcoins and a market share of above 44%. And this is something you should really look at, because if you got higher volume, you're saying where the price goes. As analogy to this, I would advise you to imagine if you're at a sea, for example, and you're throwing in a little stone. Well, the waves you're cutting with this low, they are really tiny compared to if you take a big stone with big volume and throw it in. Well, the waves will be even bigger, and this analogy should help you to understand why big volume trades are the most important factor on trading. So this is the reason why I showed you BTC China. I will also switch to this side right now, and so that you maybe have seen it once. It's the main market for China. It's not possible for you to trade there. Well, you can trade there, but it's not easy because Chinese government regulates the Chinese yuan, and if you are a foreigner, you don't get Chinese money. So you will get maybe 1, 2, 3 yen, but then it will stop. So you can't really trade on this site. You have to be someone who really is into China, and maybe then you got people who help you to get to money like Chinese yuan. So the important one left for you will be btc-e, Mt. Gox, and Bitstamp. I will start with Mt. Gox because it had a recent history where it did drop from the market leader to someone who right now is a little above 16% of the market share. Well, Mt. Gox handled ones above 80% of the complete Bitcoin trading volume. This is really much if you think about it. It's like being the market leader, the only one who trades. But then crashed down with the bubble on April to much lower market shares. There was a big problem with their trading engine because it executed things which were no more active, but the engine still did trade them, and this caused a lot of trouble. A lot of people lost money through that, and that was one of the reasons why Mt. Gox wasn't trusted anymore. The second problem was that they were not completely registered in the USA to do USD transfers, and because of that, FinCEN gave out some regulations and had some serious trouble with Mt. Gox because they were not compliant with the rules, with the money laundering rules of FinCEN, and this really caused Mt. Gox also having more troubles than even the troubles they created through the trade engine lag through the bubble in April. So it still is there and you can trade on it, but there are still issues going on right now on Mt. Gox, which are, for example, that if you are doing a wire transfer, you have to wait like 1 or 2 months till you receive it on your bank account. So I would not advise you to handle Bitcoins on Mt. Gox. Well, you can use it and it will work, but you really have to take your time and check it out on your own. Well, Mt. Gox right now is compared to btc-e and Bitstamp equal. They are all in the same market, the same volume sector, and to be honest, none of those three are really predicting the market. None of them are saying where the price goes. It only comes from China. Well, there are a lot of people who say, well, no, that's not true. Mt. Gox follows its own trend. Well, it might look so, and it might be even true compared on a little scale. But like I said before, the volume is the point where you need to look at. If you're following charts, for example, and you get a chart from a exchanger with low volume, the only thing which you will see is that it follows the trend of the exchangers with the higher volume, because the higher volume gets the more important impact. So, like I said, BTC China right now really is giving on the price. And you can also see those things if you want to compare chart things. If you are plotting the price over those different exchanges, you will see that the only one right now where you can say, hey, that really looks like a bubble is BTC China. And this is some important fact which you should not ignore if you are really into these things. If people say, hey, Mt. Gox gives the price, well, it could be possible, but it is even more accurate to say that the market with the big volume does the trades, which are important. So, well, back to Mt. Gox. Use it if you want to. I would not advise you to, because issues about wire transfers. Not sure how they did right now if you are in the US, so check it out on your own, but I wouldn't advise it. So, the two are left are Bitstamp and btc-e. I will just directly go into them. They're nearly the same, well, located on different countries, but still both in the European Union. And in my personal interest, I would prefer Bitstamp, just because I never had problems with Bitstamp. It also uses EOTP. It's like some Google Authenticator thing, securing your account. It's some really good feature. It's only available on btc-e, but on btc-e I had problems with my funds. Well, I could deposit there, but I couldn't withdraw, because there are some, if you are registered there, you need to wait 3 days at least, 3 working days, that you can withdraw your money. And For example, if you change your mail, you need to there 3 days, and really this makes no fun. It's like those are my funds, and I want them back at any time I want. And if I want to change my mail, this shouldn't have any influence on that. Like I said, they are still also using Google Authenticator, and this is some pretty good feature which saves your account from being hacked, because if someone knows your account password, he still needs to have those authenticator codes which only you have on your mobile device. So there's no need for locking in your funds. That's what I want to say about this exchange. And it got pretty high volume, but if you want to be assured that everything goes fine, I would not advise you to go with btc-e. Well, it's just a personal advertising, it's how you could call it, but in my opinion, btc-e is okay, but I had a lot of trouble with them just withdrawing my money, and this is a point where I'm not happy about it, and that's the reason why I'm not advertising you btc-e. So the last one is Bitstamp, and this is the one which I would say you should use, because it is simple, it works, and you get no problems in receiving your funds. Well, Mt. Gox got problems with wire transfers. btc-e, I had problems with Bitcoin transfers, and Bitstamp, I had no errors or problems at all right now. So, well, one last thing about those exchanges are the fees which you pay, and currently I think on btc-e you pay 0.2% of your trade, and on Mt. Gox it's 0.5%. I think it could be even higher. Right now I'm not sure, but it's surely above 0.5%. And Bitstamp, well, Bitstamp is a little complicated. This one here says 0.2, but that's not right. Well, it can be right, but it's only if you're a high volume trader and you are not. So it's probably also from 0.5, but it can get as low as 0.2 like btc-e does. So, well, I'm at the end of my review right now, and well, just to summarize the things I said, BTC China right now, you can be assured that BTC China is one of the market leader right now. I would advise you to use Bitstamp because it is easy and it works. And if you want to use Mt. Gox and btc-e, you can use it, but just be assured that there can be problems. Not big problems like you will losing your funds, but it can cost you time to buy your bitcoins, and time is something which you don't have in Bitcoin business. So yeah, well, I hope you took some information out of this, and probably you get a better overview now over those markets, and I hope you have a nice day.